Okay, what's up, witches? I'm going to try to make this video really fast because, as you all know, if you've been watching the last video, my laptop is out of commission right now. I'll be getting it back next week. So right now I'm recording from my iPhone. So I want to make this really quickly because I have it rigged up, and if my phone falls, I'm going to just spaz out. So that I can make this really quickly, I made some notes. I'm just going to go through this. Basically, this video is about how I approach my altar, and I prep myself and prep my altar for workings. I'm going to try not to say too many times. So how I approach my altar to get ready for workings, like reading cards, any type of divination or rituals or ceremonies or anything of that nature. So let's get started. These are just some of the things that I do when I approach my altar for workings. This is what works for me. Your views and your opinions may be different, and that's completely fine. At the end of the day, we're all, well, most of us are still witches, and, you know, we're going to do it the way that we feel comfortable with doing it. So, I won't be sharing everything. Some things that are too sacred to share. I love you guys, but some things I don't feel comfortable with sharing, and some things I'm actually not allowed to share. So let's get started. The first thing I like to try, and I put emphasis on the word try to do, is to make sure that I'm freshly bathed or showered. If the ritual or rite or magic or anything of that nature that I'm doing requires what do you call it? Cleansing bath or an herbal bath or anything of that nature, I'll do that. But other than that, I just try to shower. It's not always the case. Time doesn't always permit. Sometimes I need to get in here, get some things done, or come in here and throw some cards really quickly to clarify a situation that I don't have time to shower. So, like I said, I try to do that. The next thing that I do is to make sure, no matter what, is that I drink a glass of fresh, cool, or cold water. The reason that I do that is because sometimes when you're doing divination, such as reading cards, throwing stones, or candle magic or anything like that, a lot of times spirit or energy or deities like to pass through you and communicate and show you things. So I want to make sure that my body as a vessel is hydrated so that they're able to pass through and deliver effectively and comfortably, and there's no disruption in the communication. Let's see here. What else? Going back to the whole water thing. One of the reasons that we as witches keep water on our altar as well as in our sacred space is because it is a way for us to feed our deities, our saints, I totally just farted out. It's a way for us to feed that energy, basically, and it's a way for energy to be able to flow through effectively and calmly. So you want to make sure that your body is the same way. You want to make sure that you're thoroughly hydrated so that when they choose to, or if they choose to, or if they need to pass through you, they can do that and be as comfortable as possible. The next thing that I like to do is excuse me, goodness, my sinuses are going crazy today. The next thing I like to do is to cleanse my altar space, and some of the things that I do to do that, I have a big bundle of sage here that I absolutely adore, and my eyes are itching like crazy. I'm sorry, you guys, and I can't edit that out, but jeez Louise. I'm sorry. A big bundle of sage that I have here, and I absolutely adore it. I use it very sparingly because this is the only one I have. This is the biggest one that I've ever had, and I don't want it to go away, so I use it very sparingly. Also, a good one is Yerba Santa, and this one also smells really good, and I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen a sage bundle but I'm not sure if everyone has seen a Yerba Santa. So that's that. It smells really good. It kind of smells like weed. So yeah, and another thing that I made is a herbal cleansing blend. And this is, gosh, I know at least a year old. So it's really old as far as to be herbs, and the herbs have had time to marry and mesh with the oils in it, so it's really good. It's almost instantaneous when you light this and it starts to smoke. If the air is thick, instantaneously you'll feel it to thin out. So this is really good. And yeah, so I'll cleanse my altar. Then next I'll want to cleanse myself. Even though I'm showered or bathed, I still want to spiritually cleanse myself. So I'll use Florida water. And I use a lot of this in my practice. I want to make sure that back up. A lot of my intuition comes from behind my neck. So if there are signs, or if I feel anything, or things that come to me as far as when I'm throwing cards or anything like that, that either I'll get a tingle behind my neck or the hairs on the back of my neck will stand up. And it might be because of this. I hope you guys can see it. But I have a tattoo of an ankh behind my neck. So a lot of my intuition comes from that area. So I'll pass some Florida water over it. Also, I'll get my third eye, the palms of my hands, as well as the soles of my foot, right underneath my foot. And I'll do that, and then sometimes I'll smoke myself with the sage as well. Okay, and lastly, I'll start to light my altar lights. So what I'll do is I'll light all of my candles. Some of them are anointed in protection oil and things of that nature. But as I'm lighting my altar lights, I'm saying my prayers or my incantations, your psalms, meditating, anything that you need to do to establish your intent and focus to this area. It's pretty much grounding yourself as well as grounding this area. At that time, I'll call on energies to help out, or any deities, or the Loa, the Orisha, saints, anything of that nature that I'm going to be, or basically I'm petitioning their help. I call them at that time. I also call my protective forces at that time to make sure that they're around and they're near, to make sure that nothing comes in that should not be here or that's not here, and love and trust. So, like I said, a lot of my candles, like black candles, these are hard to come by and hard to keep unless it's like Samhain or around that time. So if possible, I'll have a black candle. If not, I'll have a red candle. And that's as far as for protection. And I will either anoint it with a protection oil, and I can't show it to you because there's actually some being made because I ran out. Or I'll use dragon oil that I made, and this is a new batch. I ran out of my last batch. So this was just hooked up. And I'll anoint either a black or red candle with that. And that's as far as my protection. Then when I'm doing divination, as far as throwing cards, casting stones, casting stones, candle magic, or anything like that, I like to have another candle anointed with some divination oil. And again, this is a new batch that I'm making because I got these cute little bottles, so I took the time to just go ahead and make a new batch. So this is some divination oil that I made, and it's still kind of brewing. It's almost there. Most of them have floated to the bottom, so it's almost ready. And that is pretty much it as far as what I am allowed to show. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I would love to know what some of you guys do as far as how you come to your altar for workings. I like to, and I ensure that when I approach my altar, this is what matters. You know, I come to it with a lot of respect. I make sure that I'm humbled, and I make sure that I'm grounded, because this is where you're petitioning for assistance, you're petitioning for help, or whatever it is that you need at that time. You want to come with the utmost respect to make sure that you get that bang out of your magic. You know what I mean? So it's important that you respect that area, you respect your altar room. So yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect at it, but I try to do my best with the time that I have, because I work really late hours. But anyway, so I'm going to go. I wanted to try to make this like a tag video, but it's a lot of us. I'm going to include myself. We have some really weird names, and I was going down the list, and I was like, I cannot say that name. So I'm going to tag all of you. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you guys' videos, and I miss you so much. I'll be back soon on a regular basis, just as soon as I can get my laptop up. Who knows, in between time I might make a couple more videos on my iPhone. We'll see how this one turns out. So, okay, I love you guys. Be blessed. Bye.